when I lost literally everything in 2008 and 9. Felt like that was God shaking me and saying, do you see what happens when you make it all about money?
How did you rebuild? What was the low point for you? But then how did you start taking steps to rebuild, maybe from even a personal and family standpoint?
Yeah. Well, I grew up in a Christian home. My dad was the youth pastor growing up as a kid. And so I was very close with the Lord. I had a great relationship with him. But when I started making money from 1995 to 2008, I was making a lot of money, and my relationship with the Lord had become very distant. When I lost literally everything in 2008 and 9, felt like that was God shaking me and saying, do you see what happens when you make it all about money? And so when we were rebuilding in 2009, the first thing we did is we installed God as the CEO. So I'm actually the chief visionary officer of the organization. God's the CEO. And we said, okay, we're going to build this company now. We're going to use our business as a ministry. And so everything we do on the for-profit side is going to be used to feed the nonprofit side. So we formed a 501c3 nonprofit called He's the Solution Ministries. And we started incorporating God and faith into every aspect of our business. God first, family second, career third. And now we were shipping Bibles and giving Bibles to our tenants and sharing the gospel and doing Sunday sermons for all of our clients and customers, just inviting them to come and join us. We're not a church, so all of this is done virtually and online. But by making that change and making God the priority in the business, he 10x'd it very quickly. Because we made him and that the focus of the organization. Now we are still a for-profit business, but no margin, no mission. So if the business isn't profitable, there's not going to be revenue to finance the mission of the business, and that is preaching Christ and sharing the gospel. So that was the main thing that we changed in 2009, going into what's brought us to present day. Is making that the main thing. God first, family second, career third.
Yeah.
So just having balance in those things is really important.
I was just at a mastermind I mentioned to you before we hit record, and one of the presenters, a guy I would say is a friend now, that he's all about impact investing, and the whole presentation he gave was strictly about impact investing, and how he does large multifamily deals, and every dollar that he raises really is meant to go to nonprofits and to positively impact the world. And I was talking to him, and he said, I didn't have any intention of doing this, but God spoke to me and said, no, go all in. So I was curious, Lee, was there any, from a personal standpoint, was there any hesitation or reservation, from your perspective, as far as either losing out on customers, if you're going this sort of bold route, not sort of, it's bold, right? And losing customers, or sort of just, I don't know, just taking any kind of negative feedback from people. Was there any kind of hesitation on your part to make that decision and go forward in that path?
Well, hesitation and tremendous fear, right? Because we are bombarded daily by the media, and even at the state level, saying separation of church and state, right? Separation of God and profit. And so there's that hesitancy to be bold for fear of losing customers who are not going to resonate with that message. But what I've learned through this is that it's not so much losing customers as much as it is attracting the ones that you really want to do business with. Who have a similar belief, who have a similar appreciation of faith in the workplace and being bold for Jesus in what we do. And not only did we not lose customers, but we gained and attracted 10 times more customers who believe similarly. But it's very rare in business to be bold in that way. And so what we thought would be something that would be detrimental to the business actually put us in a very different spotlight, because, hey, here's a company that's being bold for Jesus when everybody else is saying, no, you got to keep that stuff separated. We don't, and we don't make any apologies for that, and we won't. And If people are offended by that, don't do business with us. That's fine.
Sure.
But other people are like, hey, that's cool, man. I buy into that. I believe that way. And I want to be involved with a company that's not hiding their light under a bushel, so to speak.